So now, what essentially is search engine optimization? So, so in simple terms, it's basically connecting searchers to your site through Google. Now, so if you have a website, whether it's your own website or if it's the website of your center that you're practicing in, you want people to be able to find it. You don't want only certain individuals who have your website address coming to it, right? You do want people who are searching for those kinds of services to come to you via search engines. So that's what search engine optimization is all about. Now, so for example, when I looked at Eye Hospital in Kochi, these are the results that you get. There are some aggregators that you find as well, but there are some hospitals that you'll find on that first page of Google. That first page of Google is important because hardly anybody goes to the second page in the Google search. Now, of course, the ones that you will see are individuals that are working on their search engine optimization. So when you look at LASIK surgeon in Kochi, again, you will find these aggregators who, of course, have excellent resources and will show up on the first page, but you also see hospitals come up, and these are definitely people that are working on their SEO. So SEO essentially works one way by increasing the relevance of your page. So Google has to realize that your page is extremely relevant to what the user is searching for. So one of the ways to do that is to optimize your website with certain keywords. So if you're providing LASIK services, if that's mentioned in appropriate places on your website becomes more relevant to that. Apart from that, you need to keep posting high quality content on your website, whether it is in the form of written blogs or in the form of videos. It needs to have that content, have those keywords. So that is what increases the relevance of your page, and that makes your page show up ahead in Google. The other thing is to increase the authority of your page. So the authority is increased by other sites linking to you. So there's a site on education about dry eye, and that site mentions that this particular center in this area provides these dry eye services and links to your website. That increases the authority of your page. So it is quite a bit of work. So doing it via professional help versus doing the work yourself, that is something for you to decide. But usually having somebody professional to do it for you does help. But you still need to be aware of how it works, because you need to monitor the person that you hired. Otherwise, it is very difficult for it to work. Now, so when you hire somebody, costs about 15,000 to 20,000 per month. You need to be able to spend that for you to work consistently on SEO. Now this of course has the benefit that you get organic visibility. You're not paying for an ad. You are showing up on Google organically. So that is also more trustworthy for somebody who's searching for your services than somebody who sees an ad. The drawbacks of course is that it takes a lot of time. So if you start working on SEO today, it will take you many months to be able to get on the first page, maybe a year or even longer. But you need to keep doing that, and you need to start doing that early. There is a lot of competition also. Like I said, there are big corporates, there are aggregators that are doing this. So you have to be able to face that competition. There are some fluctuations that happen as well. Sometimes Google changes its algorithms and your website just goes from first page to the fourth page in the search results. So that happens as well. You need to be prepared for that. Moving on to local SEO. So local SEO is essentially for local businesses like ours. Like we have a center, things like that. So when you search on Google, this is the first thing that shows up now. So when somebody says, I want an eye hospital near me, or I want an eye hospital in my area, you'll see local listings first and a map. So this is extremely useful for us and extremely good for brick and mortar businesses like us. Now this again, you need to create a Google My Business page to begin with. The option is there. You can just search Google My Business page and you can create a Google My Business page, enter all your details, enter your business contact details, your address, so all of that, then that starts the process. Subsequently, you need to be able to work on getting reviews and overall ratings. As doctors, we are extremely hesitant to do it. I am also extremely hesitant to ask my patients for reviews, but I have now started motivating my staff to do it. So somebody at the pharmacy who finally gives the prescription, explains the medicine, also asks for a Google review in the end, and this is something that's becoming important now. It's something that is not natural to us, but something that is becoming important now. Now also, like you have Facebook posts, Instagram posts, you also have posts on your Google My Business page. There can be some overlap, but it's also important to have original photos, original posts on your Google My Business page, because again, it's relevant keywords. So when somebody is searching for a particular set of services, they need to be able to find your Google, My Business page, and that should be relevant to what they're searching. And of course, like I said, the user's location is extremely important. So if I'm searching right here, I will see hospitals that are close to me, within a particular radius of me. Local citations are also important. So again, aggregators or map directories, like you have yellow pages, etc., linking to your address on their website also gives you a much better chance of having good visibility. So you need to keep building these citations as well, need to be listed in all the directories in your area. And of course, your website content here again matters, because your website is mentioned on your Google My Business page as well. So it does look at the content that you have on your website. Now, the cost involved here is relatively less, but you do need to still send some money, so that, because obviously writing blogs, etc., also is difficult to do all the time. Writing content is difficult to do all the time as, a practicing ophthalmologist. So you need to have some help there. But it really has significant feedbacks, and not many people are working on local SEO right now. That's why it is, I feel, much easier to do and much more helpful also, because it doesn't matter as much if somebody who's in another city is finding you on Google, or if somebody who's 30 kilometers away is finding you on Google. But people who are close to you are much more likely to visit you. Of course, the referral and all that is different, but this is a user who's looking for a service. He doesn't know about you. If you're closer to that person, they're much more likely to find you. And of course, this also takes time. The motivation of the staff is extremely important. That takes a lot of, you need to sit with them regularly. You need to tell them how important it is and need to work on this. And again, the work that it takes in building citations is also important. So just a little bit on Google Ads. So Google Ads, you must have seen, you search for anything. If I search for eye hospital in Kochi, this is the ad I get. If I search for an eye surgeon near me, this is the ad that I get. And this is something in everything. You'll always see sponsored results as well. So that's what Google Ads is about. And basically the company that has put the ad is going to pay for every click that the consumer puts. If you search for something, you click on it, the company has to pay for each click. Now this works by you obviously creating a Google Ads account as well, which is also quite easy. And then you can choose which keywords you want to target. So for example, you don't have LASIK services in your area, there's no point in having keywords that target LASIK, because you're losing money on every click. And again, once you have an account, you see these figures and these metrics, how many clicks you've gotten, how much money you've spent, how much money per conversion have you spent. So you can assess if it's working for you, is it worth the cost for you or is it not. So that's why here the cost involved is extremely variable. It depends on how much you can spend. It depends on how much your competitor is spending. If your competitor is spending a large amount on a keyword like LASIK, it doesn't make sense, because they are outbidding you. You're not going to get as much result from it. But if you're in an area where nobody else is doing Google Ads, your cost for a click might be very, very low. So then it makes sense for you to do it. So again, benefits are you can bypass that long process of being able to rank organically. You get consistent visibility. The drawback, of course, like I said, is that the competitor can outbid you, and whether it's ethical or not is also something which is slightly questionable. We are not pro ads. None of us is the kinds that has wanted to do ads, but it's just changing scenario. So I think I'll leave it to the individual to decide on whether this is ethical or not. So to summarize, SEO increases organic visibility in search results. Relevance and authority are the key to success. Local SEO are localized results which are relevant to us, brick and mortar businesses like us. Ads are sponsored results on Google, and it gives us much quicker results, but also easier for others to outbid you. So thank you so much. I think that's all that we have time for today. We'll have a discussion by the time Sir sets up, and we can have a discussion